So,
Chief, how are you? Two Chief, Chief.
so
March 25th.
Welcome one and all to our Winslow Township Board of Education meeting being held here at the Winslow Township Middle School, Wednesday, March 25th, 2026, 7 p.m. Public notice of this meeting was given to all board members and associates in a notice dated January 8th, 2026. Adequate and electronic notice of this public meeting has been provided specifying the time, place, and manner in which this meeting is being conducted. It was advertised in the Courier Post, posted on all schools and the administration office, the municipal building, the library, the Bub Dougal Center, Edgewood Acres, Elmtown, and the Winslow Township Post Office. Mission statement, Ms. Pitts.
The mission of the Winslow Township School District, large, diverse, and growing community, is to educate all students to become independent, lifelong learners, critical thinkers, caring, and confident members of their community. District in partnership with the community and in a climate of cooperation and mutual respect, will provide an academic environment which values excellence and diversity, encourages students to strive for personal excellence, and assist them in acquiring the knowledge, skills, and attitude necessary to contribute positively to a rapidly changing world.
Thank you. Ms. Bull, roll call.
Mr. Clark. Ms. Dredden. Ms. Glaude.
Present.
Ms. Martin. Present. Mr. Matthews.
Present.
Ms. Nieves. Present. Mr. Shaw.
Present.
Ms. Pitts.
Present.
And Mr. Thomas.
Present.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. Pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all. Mr. Clark, district goals.
(2025-2026) district goals. Number 1, student achievement. Continue to implement research-based best practices for delivering instruction and accelerating learning for all students, including all subgroups. This shall include: conduct weekly administrative walkthroughs to monitor teaching and learning, utilize the district diagnostic assessment platform to analyze student data to inform and guide instruction, to monitor and track measurable growth in ELA and mathematics in grades 1 through 9, and to implement creative ways to accelerate student learning by providing additional supports throughout and beyond the school day. Number 2, promote a positive environment for students and staff. Enforce the code of conduct to ensure safety for students and staff and compliance with district policies. Incorporate social emotional learning opportunities for students to celebrate positive behaviors. Develop strategies for students with significant behaviors to reduce the interruption of instructional time, decrease negative actions, and improve school attendance. Number 3, increase stakeholder engagement. Explore and expand innovative opportunities to increase parent communication. Create parent learning opportunities with a focus on how to support their child's learning, and continue to share the accomplishments of Winslow students in all student activities.
Thank you, Mr. Clark. Will there be any awards and presentations tonight?
Yes. So we have a food challenge tonight.
Oh,
So we'd like to thank everyone for coming out tonight, and we would like to thank our partner, Sodexo, for hosting the Future Chefs Challenge. So tonight you are sampling food made by our wonderful students, our student chefs, and we have some judges, and our host for this evening will be Dr. Carter. So Dr. Carter, the mic is yours.
let's give Dr. Carter a round of applause.
All right, good evening, everyone. All right, so welcome everyone to this year's Future Chefs event. I am Dr. Carter. I'm the principal of school number 5. I also will be presenting for this event this evening. The whole concept of this competition is to help educate the students in healthy eating habits. Too often we hear about obesity in kids and kids not making the right choices in terms of their eating habits. This year, the students submitted their favorite home or family recipe. This year's theme is Passport to Flavor. Final judging was based on taste, originality, ease of preparation, healthy attributes, and plate presentation. And just a bit about the timeline in preparation for this event, students from schools 5 and 6 filled out recipe cards. The food service office narrowed down the recipes to 2 students per school. The 4 finalists were formally invited to a culinary competition, cook-off, today, March 25th, which started at 5 p.m. And just to note, all finalists will receive a prize package, with the champion also receiving the grand prize. So now, let me introduce the judges for today's event. Winslow Township Police Chief Don Lemons. Winslow Township Fire Chief Mark Rigberg. EMS Chief Joyce Midori. Winslow Township Deputy Mayor Darius Peoples. Representing the Village of Camden County Incorporated, a nonprofit organization here in Winslow Township, Abina McClendon. The Winslow Township School District's 2025 Teacher of the Year, Norman Ingram. And we also have a special guest or special judge from Sodexo, Senior District Manager Joel Hernandez. So the finalists had the competition earlier this evening, and we are here to announce the winner. But before doing so, I would like to introduce the finalists. From school number 6, Abdul Bell. Abdul prepared stir-fried fettuccine. All right. One more round of applause for Abdul. From school number 6, there we go. All right, also from school number 6, we have Gotham Armstrong, who prepared chicken tortilla soup. All right.
There you go.
There he is. All right, great job, Gotham. All right, so we'll move on. Having some technology difficulties here. Oh, there we go. All right, thank you, Gotham. So now, from school number 5, we have Kira Rose. All right, as you can see, Kira presented or cooked spicy, creamy Cajun chicken pasta. And our last finalist is from school number 5. We have Reagan Rothenbach.
Which one? Which one? No.
All right, so Reagan prepared lemon. There she is. All right, great job, Reagan, who prepared lemon chicken with asparagus and potatoes. So great job and congratulations to all of our students. Let me just say thank you to the Winslow Township School District for hosting tonight's event. Thank you to all judges and students for your participation. And a special thank you to Sodexo's Colleen Lillick, Ray Watkins, Peggy Clark, and staff for having this competition. And now I will announce the winners. Our two runners up are Abdul Bell and Kira Rose. Let's give them a round of applause. All right, and now I will announce our second place winner. Our second place winner is Reagan Rothenbach. And ladies and gentlemen, our 2026 Future Chefs Challenge winner is Gotham Armstrong. Once again, congratulations to all of our finalists and winners. You guys all did a wonderful job. Thank you again to our judges, and that concludes our program this evening. Thank you.
Congratulations to all of our chefs. Thank you to our guest judges. Thank you to our partner again, Sodexo, for hosting this event. And thank you, Dr. Carter, for hosting our event and emceeing. So now we're going to have Ms. McBride from School 2 introduce her students who are presenting tonight. So board members, if you would like, you all can move out there to the crowd so you can get a better view of the presentation.
Good evening, good evening, good evening, everyone. Again, I'm Krista McBride. I'm the principal of Winslow School number 2, and I'm honored to be here tonight to introduce to you my students who will give you a snapshot of a full performance that we're actually going to have on April 20th at Winslow School number 2. So we were fortunate enough to continue our Perfecting Chords program this school year. Perfecting Chords is brought to us by Love in Our Cities, which is the community engagement arm of the Perfecting Church under the ministry of Pastor Kevin Brown and Minister Angela Brown. The Perfecting Chords program is a free after-school music program. It's offered weekly from September to April, and it is just designed to develop a love of music and a greater sense of connectedness among the students and our volunteers. I'd like to absolutely acknowledge the 7 Perfecting Chords volunteers who joined us every single Thursday from 3:30 to 5 o'clock. I'd like to thank the parents for picking up every week at 5 o'clock, rain or shine. You all were there, and I appreciate you letting my babies do that. I really do appreciate it, and you are in for a treat. So again, they're going to give a snapshot of what the program will be on April 20th. I do invite all of you to come, and without further ado, I will hand it over to the Perfecting Chords program. Yes.
Hello, everybody. Just saying hello to everybody. I would just ask that we just lower a little bit so we can make sure we can hear our talented kids speak and do their speech. Thank you.
Glad to be me. I'm glad to be me. I'm glad to be me. No one else can be. I look in the mirror Start at the very beginning, a very good place to start. When you read, you begin with A, B, C. When you sing, you begin with Do, Re, Mi, Do, Re, Mi, Do, Re, Mi. The first three notes just happen to be Do, Re, Mi, Do, Re, Mi, Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, La, Ti. A deer, a female deer. Ray, a drop of golden sun. Me, a name I call myself. Fa, a long, long way to run. So, a needle pulling thread. La, a note to follow slow. T, a drinking with jam and bread. That will bring us back to dough. A deer, a female deer. Ray, a drop of golden sun. Me, a name I call myself. Fa, a long, long way to run. So, a needle pulling thread. La, a note to follow slow. T, a drink with jam and bread. That will bring us back to dough.
Booking.com has
Thank you so very much. That again was just a snippet of our whole program, April 20th. I think that they did a fabulous job with patience and flexibility, something we character traits we teach. So they did a wonderful job. Another round of applause, please. Thank you so very much.
As the board comes up, I'd like to thank Ms. McBride and her team for that wonderful performance. Thank you to all the parents that came out to support their children tonight. And without you, none of this is possible. So thank you for all that you do. And I want to thank the choir director and our teachers for all their hard work, making sure that our young people are prepared for moments like this. So thank you and have a great night.
And I would like to take this moment to thank TPC for coming and sharing and collaborating with the Winslow School District with such a phenomenal program.
Are you ready? Okay. We'll let them clear out a little bit. Yeah.
I know. Both of them, video and that presentation.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Spicy pasta was good.
Was it? Oh, I ate half the thing. It all smelled good.
You just should package us up and send us some back here too. We have an executive session today?
What'd you say?
Do we have executive session today?
Mm-hmm.
We do?
I think so.
Oh, yeah.
What's
food,
back there to eat today?
The hot roast beef.
Oh man, they should have just had us fix up some food to go.
That was tasty.
Wasn't it? But the, and the noodles. Oh,
They're like
When you-
never.
Mhm.
they have no, right.
So at this time, we would like to have our business administrator, Ms. Boyle, present the tentative budget.
Okay. So anybody in the audience, I'm going to apologize because you do not have numbers in front of you. Ms. Chico and I love our numbers. So I'm going to share them with my passion and love. Can you hear me? Okay. The purpose of this presentation is to present the budget to the board members, and we're seeking approval to send it up to the DOE, who will then look at it and report back to us, tell us if there's any changes or anything that need to be made. So I'm going to go over some of the information that's in the budget with you tonight. It is very cursory. We're not allowed to release the advertised budget until after it has been approved by the county. So, I'm trying to give you enough so that you have something to base your decision on. So for state aid, and what I always do is I like to compare prior year to current year. So in our operating budget, we had 56.7 million in support in 25-26. In 26-27, it went up to 600 million to 206,693. That was an increase of $3.4 million in state aid to support this year's budget. The preschool,
It's 600. Say
pardon me?
said 600 million. Say
60,000,206,693. Thank you, Ms. Claude. But that is an increase of $3.4 million over the prior year. Preschool aid also received an increase of $675,933 over the prior year. However, that is in a separate fund. That's in Fund 20. I'm bringing it up because it is part of our state aid package. So the overall increase in support of the district's budget is $4,083,859. If we flip over to the next page in 25-26, this is federal funding. Federal aid is the semi-program. We actually had a decrease of 26,677. So instead of getting 46,000, we're getting 19. All right, so the next thing I wanted to share is our local contribution. In the prior year, our tax levy was 55.8 million. We utilized fund balance of 6.7 million. We made a withdrawal from capital reserve of 15.2, and a portion of that was to be used for the HVA system at the middle school. And we also made a withdrawal during the course of the year from maintenance reserve for 1.1 million. In 26-27, we are anticipating support of 62.2 million in the tax levy, fund balance 5.5 million, no withdrawal from capital reserves, and for maintenance reserve, 817,000. So overall, if you look at the support, it's gone down by $10.4 million. Okay. Now, I also wanted to address the tax levy. You'll notice that between the 55.8 and the 62.2, that is an increase of $6.4 million. So if we flip over, I wanted to give you an analysis of what that's comprised of. It's the 2% tax levy increase, which we always, or historically, we have raised. However, we are also having to use the healthcare adjustment, which is 4.2 million. We also have to use cap bank of 1.1 million. And those numbers added together are adjusting the tax levy by 6.4 million. The next page shows revenues from the general fund. So the overall, if we see the local tax levy is 62.2 million, state aid 60.2, extraordinary aid 1,500,000, fund balance 5.5 million, tuition 4.1 million, miscellaneous receipts and interest 980,000, the semi at 19,963, and our withdrawal from maintenance reserves of 817,000. So our overall budget will be 135,522,19. So that's the, those are the revenues. Now we're going to look at how we're going to spend them. And so then next we're going to talk about our budgeted appropriations. Some of our lines are collapsed because the document is teeny tiny print and very, very long. So they collapse it into categories. For instruction, we're going to allocate 44.5 million, tuition 17.2 million, student support services 14.6 million, administration and info technology 8.4 million, operations and maintenance 11.3 million, student transportation 12.9 million, benefits 23.9 million, interest earned 500, capital outlay 1,000,008, and transfer to charter schools 638,921 for an overall operating budget again 135,522,019. So what we bring in, we spend. So it's a balanced budget. The next slide gives us a comparison of what we actually spent in 24-25. In this year, 25-26, where we were in this year's budget as of February 1, and then what we're proposing for 26, 27. I want you to note in 25, 26, in the top part of the column, like the split of the page, you'll see a 2.7 million, 2.758,059. Those are prior year encumbrances. So those were purchase orders that we had issued in 24, 25, and they hadn't been completed yet, so we hadn't dispersed it. Just like when you're reconciling your checkbook, you have to make sure if you have outstanding checks, you just don't drop them, because if you do, you will be in the deficit real soon. So that money carries over. So the numbers that we see here in 25, 26, when you look at the expenditure, the bottom part, that $2.7 million is included in those numbers. So it's a little artificially inflated, but we're going to take a comparison. If you take a look at instruction, for instance, in 25, 26, we were 59.4 million. Next year, we're going up to 61.7 million, which is an increase of $2.2 million. For student support, we went from 12.6, we're going to go 14.6, increase of 1.9 million. Administrative info technology, we're going from 8.9 million down to 8.4. So we're reducing some of our administrative costs. Operation and maintenance, 12 million, and we're coming down to 11.3. Now, that's 633,000 reduction, but more than likely, some of those encumbrances have inflated this number. Transportation, we are going from 11.5 to 12.9. That is an increase of $1.3 million. Benefits, we're going from 19.4 to 23.9. That is a $4.4 million increase over the prior year. So our health benefit costs have really skyrocketed. Our transfer to charter schools, we're going to 593,000 to 638. That's only I don't know why I said only, but it's 45,295. Now, if you offered me a check for 45,295, I wouldn't say only 42. So that's why I changed that. Capital and maintenance, those are funds that we withdraw to complete projects. We had projects and equipment of 18.8 million in this year's budget. Next year, we're only going to 1 million. 1,000,008. So we're doing it's a decrease, but in this year's budget, we have an HVAC project that we're going to, for the middle school, so we can get the HVAC upgraded. We have district vehicles, and I also believe that the prior year vehicles we had ordered rolled into this year, and both of those purchases were paid out in the current year, so it's a little inflated. So historically, we try to get budget $700,000 to buy buses. At one point, that would buy us 7 buses. At this point, it's 4. So we must have gotten 8 in during the course, or they're coming in, so it's budgeted. Next year, again, 700,000, and we're going to try to keep up with the vehicle rotation schedule and satisfy the needs in the transportation department. Now, what I want you also to do is, again, take a look. I've gone through some of these variances, but you don't see any wild swings, with the exception of some of these key increases. All right. So for the proposed 2026-2027 budget, for the general fund, we're going to have $135.5 million, special revenue, 11.4 million, for a total budget of 146.9 million. We take out 98,034 because we are paying the special revenue fund for certain kids that are in preschool, and they're district children that we have to place in the preschool program. So we pay for those students to the preschool grant. So we're taking it out of our pocket, and then while it's shown in their budget as well, we're taking it out of there, so it's adjusted. So if we go back to the general fund, 135.5 million, where our anticipated revenues are 73.2 million, and our tax levy will be 62.2 million to support it. If we come down for the special revenue fund, everything that's there is supported from grants and awards from the state, federal government, or local donations. So that's there. And I'll say that about 7 million of that 11 million is the preschool aid grant for this year. And there's no support from the tax levy. So the overall, again, is going to be $146,901,806 for the operating budget. We're going to have $84,601,974 in anticipated revenues, and that leaves the tax levy at $62,299,832. And I'm going to flip to the next slide that says, do you have any questions if you're still awake?
I have a question. I don't see a category that says actual salaries. Where would that fall in line with the budget?
So they are aligned with the function that they're serving. So you'll see some in instruction. You'll see some will be allocated to transportation. So if I'm a bus driver, if I'm the director of transportation, my salary will be in transportation. Our technology will be in information technology and administration. Those of us, Mr. Pease, myself, Sharisa, we would be categorized in administration as well. Teachers are in instruction. And there's also support function.
Thank you. Anyone else? Anyone else? Any questions?
I had one question, Ms. Boyle. So with the decrease in the capital reserve, I assume the high school project was in last year's budget and not this year's budget?
Actually, the high school HVAC project has been here almost as long as I have. It was pre-COVID, and we have been supporting it. So no, we did not, we had withdrawn money from it initially. We added more to it because it started out at 3.3. It's now at 17.45. We had to add more to it. And so it's sitting there, and we are trying to get that horse out the gate. So no, we didn't withdraw last year for it. Our withdrawal last year, when you say last year, I'm in a time warp. I'm talking about this year. We did the project for the middle school, and in the prior year, I think we did the prior year we did 5, or did we do 5? And the year before that, we did 6. And they just went out to bid, more awarded. Hopefully, will start and be completed. 5 and 6 will be completed this summer. And then we're still trying to get that $17 million project out the gate. So, and not only because of the funding, and the funding constraint, we also have approved projects that we just need to get them done. So we weren't including anything major. The only thing that we are including in this year's budget is to repave a couple of the parking lots at some of the schools. And then we'll try to make other repairs because the money is tight.
Also, could you just explain what the process going forward from this point on? I know there was a 4-day window to get this, I believe, tentative budget over to the county, but there's still time for questions, or if someone wants to come in and get a better explanation one-on-one with you, is that possible, and is that possible?
Of course, Mr. Thomas, especially a board member. To the public, again, I'm kind of limited in terms of what I can share until they approve the advertised budget. At that point, once that's approved, it's no holds bar. Everybody can see. But of course, we will absolutely share with the board members if anybody has questions. And I do encourage you to ask. I don't want you to vote on something you're not sure of. So my other thing that I wanted to make clear is when we withdraw from capital reserve or maintenance reserve, we are taking our money out of the bank and putting it to use. These other banks, that's not something we've set aside. That will impact the tax levy. So I just wanted to make that clear. And that's why I presented those numbers to you. So we're not going off. I included the normal 2% tax levy increase, but these are additional costs that will, that are not like a reserve. A reserve, we set the money aside at the end of the year. Historically, we asked the board to approve to put some money in capital reserve or put some money in maintenance reserve. Good thing we have done that because with that middle school, when we had the break in the water main, not all costs were covered by the insurance carriers. So any floors that had popped up that had asbestos in it, our coverage is $25,000. Anything above that, we had to go into maintenance reserve in order to get those funds to make those repairs. Okay.
I just have a simple question. So the vote tonight that we're voting on is just a tentative vote for this to go to the county superintendent?
Absolutely.
And then once that goes to the county superintendent, it's going to come back again to us as the board to look at the more detailed report. And then at that point, we can ask for ask questions in regards to how everything is being allocated. Right?
Absolutely. Okay.
Well, have a no less than observation. A couple of weeks ago when I did, I'm sorry, can you hear me now?
Yeah, just
I can
move up
hear
to the
you.
mic.
I'm sorry. When I did go over to the Early Childhood Educational Center, I did notice that their parking lot, very, very muddy, and I spoke to the principal, and she had said that they had put, I believe she said they had put it out to bid in order to get that parking lot paved. Is that, are we going to be in any way financially obligated to contribute anything towards the paving of that parking lot at the Early Childhood Center?
No, Madam Vice President. Since we do not own that building, the only thing that can be support that is the preschool education grant. However, since we don't own the building, it's up to the landlord, I'll say, to make any needed repairs. So Chiselhurst would have to budget those repairs. And I think that Ms. Clement and Ms. Ortez and Ms. Coleman meet to make sure that I'll say, their priorities are in line. So there's several things I'm sure that they want to have accomplished at that building. So we can't do it. They have to do it. They don't have, the funds aren't always there. So they have, they can't do large fixes, I'll say, but they prioritize the needs. So if,
Thank you, Ms. Boyle.
Is there any other question for Ms. Boyle in the presentation? Hearing none, we'll move on to correspondence.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Mr. President.
Go ahead, Ms. Boyle.
I am going to ask that we table section C of my section when we get to it and we place the new section C on the addendum.
Pink sheet.
The pink sheet.
Oh, the pink sheet.
So when you go over my section, we can table section C.
Okay.
Is there a page number there?
Any addendum? Can you remind us when we get there?
Absolutely.
Before we make the motion, just remind us and then we'll make it then.
It's on page 14.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Got it. Is that all, Ms. Boyle?
Yes, Mr. President.
Moving on to correspondence, will there be anything under correspondence?
We have nothing this evening, sir.
Move along to our regular board meeting minutes. I'm looking for a motion to approve our regular board meeting minutes. Wednesday, March 11, 2026, open session, and Wednesday, March 11, 2026, closed session. Can I get a motion?
Make a motion that we approve our regular meeting from Wednesday, March 11th, 2026, open and closed session.
Yeah, but a second.
Any questions? Roll call.
Mr. Clark,
Yes.
Ms. Dredden, Ms. Claude,
Yes.
Ms. Martin? Yes. Mr. Matthews? Ms. Nieves?
Yes.
Mr. Shaw?
Yes.
Ms. Pitts?
Yes.
And Mr. Thomas?
Yes.
The motion has carried.
Moving right along to our board committee reports. Will we have any board committee report out of Athletics and Arts Committee? Ms. Claude?
No, not at this time.
I just got one report I want to do out of that, if I can. Our flags and drum major line, they was in Cinnamon, and they came in first place this past week in the tournament that they had this past week. Moving along to Citizens Advisory Committee, will there be anything out of our Citizens Advisory Committee, Ms. Martin?
No, not at this time. We have a meeting scheduled, I believe, for April 9th.
Thank you so much. How about our Education Committee, Ms. Nueva? Anything coming out of our Education Committee?
Yes. We're gonna do this. Mr. P, should I not steal your thunder for that then, or?
No, you could talk about
I
the
not do
reveal.
the
No, that's
reveal?
fine. No, you could talk about it, of
No,
course.
I'll let you do the reveal.
Okay.
I'll talk about the leading up to, because that was very, very tense. So in lieu of the Education Committee meeting, myself, Ms. Martin, Mr. Matthews, and a couple other board members as well, Mr. Thomas, Ms. Pitts, attended the Grand ELA Pilot Program reveal. We had 88 teachers from our elementary schools and middle schools attending. It was tense. I will say I commend Mrs. Clement and her staff for putting on a very exciting reveal. There was balloons. They made us board members open the balloons. Thankfully, you put the fruit and the cupcake somewhere else so it didn't get thrown at us, because teachers were very, very excited about which program was going to be revealed. I did not realize that the teachers had been piloting this in September of 2024. This was a very, very long endeavor, and I just want to say kudos to the staff that did this. I mean, that was really, and we were piloting 5 programs, so that's a lot. They met monthly to champion their programs and discuss how the implementation went, visiting other schools, participating in coaching, virtual training. We selected the program based on a rubric of 46 questions, which was the short survey that Mrs. Clements referenced. So it was voted on by staff, data analysis on student scores, and the teachers voted. I will not say what the winners are because I'll let Mr. Pease do that. And I think that was everything. Also, Mrs. Clements, board members, I passed this out to you prior to the meeting. This is a breakdown on the tutoring numbers from the 24-25, 25-26 school years, broken down by school and tutoring program as well. There is a decrease in numbers of those participating this year as opposed to last year, but that is broken down there. And that concludes my report for now.
Thank you so much. Great reporting. Going down to our Marketing Committee.
President, yeah, the marketing that was scheduled to meet tomorrow, Thursday, will not meet because we are waiting for the Paint in the Park event schedule. township so that we can insert that schedule, the schedule that we know we have for this, which includes Juneteenth, will take place on Saturday, June 13th. Just to aside, we have a little competition that day because Chislehurst having their family day that day. And we know that we are going to prepare and participate in the July 4th celebration and the Family Day celebration, which is August 22nd. So I need to be able to insert dates for Park, because as I reported out last, that the mayor indicated that when 2025, when we did have the Paint in the Park event, that there were several questions that actually been directed to. So we're going to make sure, I assured her that this year, that at the Paint in the Park, that the school board would have a presence.
Thank you so much. Will there be any questions for the marketing committee? If hearing none, we're moving on to the negotiation committee. How we doing that? We still all even? Good stuff. Thank you. Now we're going on to the operations committee. Anything coming out of the operation? Thank you. How about the policy committee? Anything coming out the policy committee?
Right now, we're still waiting for Strauss Esme to bring back all the updates on the policies that needed to be updated from the audit. Once they get back, then I do have a meeting scheduled for 4/8/26, and I'll send that email out to all of the committee members.
All right. Thank you so much. Technology committee, anything coming out of technology?
Not right now, no, sir.
Thank you so much. Going down to the Township Economic Development Council, there has not been a meeting as of yet, not the second meeting. How about the Township Municipal Drug Alliance?
We didn't have a quorum at our recent meeting, so nothing to report at this time. Our next meeting will be on June 22nd.
Thank you so much. Township Planning Board meeting, anything, Mr. Shaw?
There was nothing that took place other than a couple people came out to preemptively ask about the 108 unit apartment complex that's being talked about across from Drexel Gate, but that's too early for the planning board. So we answered some questions and referred them back to the government.
Excellent. Thanks a lot for the report there, Mr. Shaw. How about adopt the school member representative reports? Anybody got anything they want to say about their school?
Mr. President, I do.
And what school is that?
School number 6, I had the opportunity to visit their math night where they had about 14 different activities for the students to participate in. It was interesting to see them involved in the activities, very engaged. And they had a sheet where they had to check things off so that they could get prizes. So it was a great night. Dr. Brown and her vice principal did an awesome job.
Great reporting. Love to hear it. Any questions for Ms. Martin in her report? Is there anyone else?
Yes.
Go ahead, Mr. Shaw.
School
2?
Yep, school 2. I received actually a pretty comprehensive report from Ms. McBride, so I appreciate Ms. McBride for doing so. I'm going to focus in on their recent Spirit Week, but that's school 2. They've also received a $2,000 Sustainable New Jersey grant, which is awesome news. From March 2nd to March 6th, School 2 transformed into a vibrant celebration of reading filled with fun and creativity. They had their Spirit Week, where each day students embraced a new theme, showcasing their creativity and love for reading. They're from the youth reading and engaging with the younger students on the Monday of that Spirit Week. The school of 5 student council members brought their enthusiasm to their school. Staff member dressed as various animal characters, read portions of the book, The Magical Yet. Joined their classes, had a which staff member on that Friday. So again, thank you, Brad, for this wonderful report. And thank you for everything you're doing.
Excellent report, Mr. Matthew. Thank you very much. That's the stuff we like to hear. Anyone else about their school?
I have a report for School 5.
Let's go, School 5.
All right, so School 5. I was excited to be invited to be a guest reader on March 20th as part of their month-long readathon celebration, along with other Winslow dignitaries. I had the honor of reading to Mrs. Taylor's 4th grade class and Mrs. Yale's 5th grade class. It was a little bit different than previous years because I read the story. And once they figured out that I was a board member, those children grilled me on policy. It was
They had the right one, though.
they did. And I mean, it was great. I mean, for 4th and 5th graders, they had a lot of questions, obviously, about the cell phone policy, why they can't wear hoods over their heads, safety drills. It was a really good conversation. I was very surprised that they had that. And they kept me there the whole half hour I was allotted to their classes. And School 5 staff, as always, they treat us great when they're there. They had refreshments and everything. So it was really cool. They also had their 6th grade dance that evening as well. School 5 has a readathon all month long, so their students can compete, fundraise for minutes raised. And it's a thing. There's prizes up for grabs. There's a game truck involved. If they raise a certain amount of money, pizza party. I mean, it's a big deal.
Thing.
It's a big thing at School 5, and they generally do raise a lot of money, and that goes back into books for School 5. On March 31st, they are having an art and talent show. They're having their color run on April 17th as well, and I think that's a first for School 5. They also held a book drive where they were asking students to bring in books, and that got competitive as well. Our teachers are very competitive, I will say that. So I know the teachers were kind of asking, bring in the books. They had their own tally of how many teachers had so many books in. So that was really fun to see too. So School 5 always doing amazing things. And Mr. Pease, I didn't want to steal your thunder also, but I do have a report on the high school, the Rowan virtual visit. If you're not going to mention it, I can talk about it.
Sure.
Okay. I'm sorry, hold on, let me pull that one up.
Take your time. We'd love to hear this.
I was going to print it out, but. So I did attend as a parent. So Rowan did a virtual presentation, for all high school parents. I believe we just approved it on the agenda for them to come out to the middle school and do the same presentation. So now our students have the opportunity to take Rowan, college classes at a significant discount. It's $80 a credit. I mean, you can graduate with an associate's degree or more, or just take college courses, see what interests you. So it was, a true dual enrollment. You are a college student if you take those credits starting as a freshman. So you have the opportunity to continue to build credits all the way through your high school career. Or you could just take, here or there, dabble and see what you want to do. So they have gen ed, they have major specific courses, the foundational courses as well. Maybe they want to get something out of the way so they don't have to take it when they transition. And it's a cost save. We know how expensive college is. So actually it was $85 a credit. Most of their courses are 3 credit courses. So if you look at it this way, a fully matriculated Rowan University student would be paying $2,000 for a course, as opposed to that $85 credit that is being offered to our high school students as well. And they're also eligible, oh no, they are not eligible for standard student aid because of the discounted thing. They would also have access to student life and support services just as a regular Rowan student would as well. You can apply on their website, submit test scores, and you even have access to advisors and all of those things. So it was very comprehensive presentation. And before, dual credit for our high school students was mainly through our AP courses. Now everybody has an opportunity to gain these courses without being an AP student. So I was very excited about that, and it's a huge opportunity.
Outstanding, outstanding. Any questions?
Just to add to that, I'd like to thank Ms. Clement and the curriculum team for programs like this that we're introducing to the district, just to fortify some of the great things that we're doing, adding different pathways for our students to be successful. So it's a great program, and Ms. Clement and her team did a great job making sure that it was a program that was a good fit for our Winslow Township students.
Sounds like an excellent, excellent program. Any questions for anyone on the program? Great job there. Anyone else want to talk about their school? I have something coming out of school for Miss Melina Bowie and her first grade students celebrate achieving 100% on 1,000 I-ready lessons. I'm going to ask Mr. P to give a quick description on what that means.
This is a test for the superintendent to know what's going on in our curriculum department. So I'll do my best. Got the curriculum team over there looking at me. You better get it right. So our students have iReady program that they use to supplement the curriculum that we're using currently in math and ELA. And it's a way for our students to, and our teachers to kind of see where our students are in regard to state testing. So we look at the students' performance with iReady and their effort and their commitment to it to help gauge some of our instruction to help them be successful in our state assessments. State assessment is the test that, we're measured by, but we use these other diagnostics to help kind of guide our instruction and to really support students where they are, they need the most help. So some of the students really get into it, and the student you just mentioned had some success, and you tell that they are excited about iReady. And then some need a little bit more encouragement. So we have to make sure that we monitor how they use the program. But it's a great program to help give us that data that we need to help make informed decisions for our students. How'd I do, curriculum team? Pretty good?
Thank you so much. Really appreciate
Massimino.
it. Good to me, Mr. Pease. Great job. All right, we're moving on to the page number 3, the superintendent's report. We're looking for a motion to approve the superintendent's report that begins on the page, top of page 3, and go all the way to the 3/4 of page 6. Can I get a motion?
Motion to
Top of
approve the
page 3.
superintendent, from the top of page 3 to the bottom of page 6, as it's recommended for approval by the superintendent.
You have a second?
Any questions? We have a quick clarification for that, Mr. Pease.
Would just like to add that the conversation earlier from Ms. Nieves in regard to the pilot and the work behind that, you are approving the official pilot that was selected by our teachers. And we'll get into it. The curriculum team is here to really, during my report or my update, to provide you some of the background behind it. But you are approving benchmark advance for our K-6 students, and you will be approving SAVAS for our middle school students, 7th and 8th grade. So we're excited about this. We're looking for a dramatic change in the direction of how we handle ELA in our district, and our teachers are excited about it. So we're going to ride this momentum on your approval to get started right away.
Thank you so much. Any other questions on that topic? Roll call. Ms. Boyle?
Mr. Clark,
Yes.
Ms. Dredden, Ms. Claude,
Yes.
Ms. Martin,
Yes.
Mr. Matthews, Ms. Nieves,
Yes.
Mr. Shaw, Ms. Pitts,
Yes.
and Mr. Thomas.
Yes.
The motion has carried.
All right, we're going on to page 7. Ms. Boyle, is this where you have your insertion at?
Yes, it's at the bottom of page, I think it's at the end, and it's on page 14.
14?
Yes, that's section C. We can go through A and B. I'd like to table section
Section C.
C. And
Okay.
we'll bring it back up on the addendum.
Okay, thank you. All right, I'm looking for a motion to approve the Business Administration Board Secretary report. Starts at page 7. We're going to go all the way through A and B until we get to page 14, page 13, which we'll table. Can I get a motion?
Make a motion to Business Administrator Board Secretary's report as it's recommended for approval from the top of page 7 to the bottom of to the
13.
the bottom of page 13. And then we table section C.
We'll do that separately, Mr. Shaw.
Okay. Want to make sure.
We got a motion. Can I get a second?
Give it a second.
Any questions? Roll call.
Mr. Clark,
Yes.
Ms. Dredden, Ms. Claude, Ms. Martin,
Yes.
Mr. Matthews, Ms. Nieves,
Yes.
Mr. Shaw,
Yes, but I'm going to abstain from number 6, letter A, item 6380, PO number 6044419, and item number M730, PO number 603992. I already sent it to her, so she knows. She don't have to write it down.
thank you.
All right. So
Ms.
now,
Pitts
Yes.
and Mr. Thomas.
yes.
Motion has carried.
All right, now we're going to skip all the way to page 17.
President, if
Yes.
we may, could we table item C from page 14 up as it runs through 2/3 of the way down on page 8?
Yes.
And then all in favor?
Yes, we're looking at table at the top of page 14, letter C, all the way over to page 17. Can I get a motion?
Can I make a motion to item number C on the Business Administrator Board Secretary's report from page 14 to 16?
You have a second?
Any questions? Can I get a voice vote? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, moving now to page 17, the personnel report. We're looking for a motion to approve the personnel report that begins at the top of page 17 and goes over to the top of page 19. Can I get a motion?
Motion to approve the personnel report as is recommended for approval from the top of page 17 to the top of page 19.
You have a second?
Any questions? Roll call.
Mr. Clark,
Yes.
Ms. Dredden, Ms. Claude,
Yes.
Ms. Martin,
Yes.
Mr. Matthews, Ms. Nieves,
Yes.
Mr. Shaw,
Yes.
Ms. Pitts,
Yes.
and Mr. Thomas.
Yes.
The motion has carried.
All right, folks, guess what? We have an addendum. Haven't had one of them in a while. We're looking for a motion to approve the addendum. That's addendum C that will be inserted in what we just alleviated, and that'll be on that pink page at the top from C all the way going to letter, are we including the personnel report with that?
No, sir.
Okay, so we're going to the bottom of the back page number 2. Looking for a nomination, a motion to approve that report.
Question, Mr. Long. Since we
Mhm.
tabled this to move it to the addendum, do we have to untable this first?
No, because I think this is an,
Yeah, there are. The chart has changed.
essentially that will remain untabled. This is in lieu of that. It's not the same matter. Oil.
Yes, it is.
So there's no need to move to untable because what was tabled is staying there and this is replacing.
Placing.
Okay,
So we can vote directly on this
thank you.
item, on page 1 and 2 of the addendum.
I make a motion to approve the board secretary's report, item number C, as it's recommended for approval on pages 1 and 2.
You have a second?
Any questions?
Yes, I do. I think.
Oh, could you talk it to the mic, Ms. Claude?
I'm sorry. I thought my mouth was loud enough. So because we tabled what was on the original agenda meeting addendum, there is number changes. Can you just explain those 2 number changes, please?
Yeah, the number changes were the budget amount. So if you look at, and we were changing it up till today because we were on the phone with the county executive business administrator who had given us instructions as to how to handle a certain matter. And then we followed up today, said, I'll have to get right back to you, got back to us and changed. So we had to readjust. So if you look on page 14 and you look at the numbers in that chart, you'll see that the general fund budget was 136 million. Now it's 135. The anticipated or less anticipated revenues where it was 74.1 million, it's now 73.222. Okay, and the tax levy amount remains the same. So it was more of a, and if you look down, tax levy still remains the same. It was, what do you include in this? This is how you handle this. No, don't handle it that way, handle it this way. So we're going to get it to him tomorrow, or at the deadline, it's Friday, and we'll let him decide.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Any more questions? Roll call.
I'm sorry. Mr. Clark. Ms. Dredden. Ms. Claude.
Yes.
Ms. Martin.
Yes.
Mr. Matthews. Ms. Nieves.
Yes.
Mr. Shaw.
Yes.
Ms. Pitts.
Yes.
And Mr. Thomas.
Yes,
The motion has carried.
thank you. Are there any open public records act requests, Ms. Boyle?
Mr. Thomas,
Mr.
there is a personnel
Personnel.
report on the addendum as
Oh,
well.
missed it, my fault. Okay, we're back to the pink addendum. I'm looking for a nomination on, I believe it's page 3 of the personnel reports.
I make a motion to approve the personnel report as is recommended.
Give a second.
Any questions? Roll call.
Mr. Clark,
Yes.
Ms. Dredden, Ms. Claude, Ms. Martin,
Yes.
Mr. Matthews, Ms. Nieves,
Yes.
Mr. Shaw,
Yes.
Ms. Pitts,
Yes.
and Mr. Thomas.
Yes.
The motion has carried.
I will abstain. You're welcome. Moving down back to our regular Open Public Records Act. Are there anything for that today, Ms. Boyle?
I'm flipping over to it. So I don't see anything. So I'm going to say no, Mr. Thomas.
All right, thank you so much. Informational items. Mr. Pease, we have any informational items today?
I do.
Thank you.
So March is a great month. It's the start of spring, a time of the year that reminds us of growth and rebirth. Couple that with the recognition of Women's History Month, and we are reminded and thankful for all the great women, past and present. Thank you. Preschool and kindergarten registration. Want to make sure our families understand that this is in process now. From March 23rd to March 27th, you have an opportunity to go to your home school's website, click the parent tab, select student registration, complete the 26-27 online pre-registration, call your home school to schedule an appointment for the week of March 23rd to March 27th between the hours of 10 a.m. to 2:45 to complete the registration process. The process is not complete unless you have all of your documents, and that is for pre-K 3, pre-K 4, and kindergarten. I had an opportunity to attend the Winslow Community Partners Breakfast past Saturday. It was an awesome event. Had an opportunity to meet some of the community leaders and organizations that support Winslow Township. I look forward to partnering with some of the organizations that were present. Thank you for the invite, Ms. Claude. I also like to inform you of my attendance at a career day with Mr. Davis. Mr. Davis and myself attended the Monmouth University Career Day, and this was the career day for educators. And we were pleasantly surprised with some of the candidates, and we look forward to bringing those individuals down for interviews to fill our vacancies. So Mr. Davis and Ms. Clement will be attending Rowan's Career Day coming up. So we're looking forward to bringing new talent to Winslow Township School District. Did you know, Mr. Thomas?
No, I didn't.
That we have a merit scholarship winner.
Did not know.
Oh.
We have a merit scholarship finalist, senior Crystal Anwubule. Phenomenal student. She is a finalist. The National Merit Scholarship Program is a prestigious, highly competitive academic competition for U.S. high school students running since 1955 that recognizes top performers on the PSAT. Around 1.5 million students enter annually. with roughly 7,500 winners receiving scholarships totaling over $30 million. Winners are chosen based on academic skills, extracurricular achievements, and potential for success in college. So congratulations to Winslow's own Crystal Onwubule. So I also have the curriculum team here to do a quick presentation on the process of choosing our ELA program that we're so excited about. So if I can have Ms. Clement come up with her team, or Ms. Clement rolling solo today. They're behind you, presentation.
It's behind. You don't have to move. If you'd like to, you can. So good evening, board members, Mr. Pease, Ms. Boyle, Mr. Long, Mr. Davis, colleagues and community members. So as Ms. Nieves alluded to, yesterday we celebrated our ELA HQIM selection. So our English language arts, high quality instructional material selection. And we had a reveal. So because our work has been so laborious, we thought it was appropriate to have a celebration in that manner. So the curriculum office and I, we would just like to thank the board members who came out to join us yesterday for this momentous occasion, as well as the great 88. So here is a quick recap. Which button, Mike? You get it for me. So this is the color code for the whole project of the reveal. Each of our programs, Ms. Schwartz assigned a color. Amplify was green, Benchmark Advanced was purple, Curriculum Associates was blue, HMH was yellow, and Savas My Perspectives was pink. And this is how the curriculum office referred to all 5 of the programs that we piloted. So when we celebrated yesterday, we just reminded the teachers, or we told them that they may not have known, but they were always a color. So these are the corresponding colors. Mike, you can go ahead. So we also went over the key points of the pilot. As Ms. Nieves said, the journey began in September of 2024. We researched various programs. You see the programs up there. We lovingly refer to our teachers as the Great 88. There were 88 teachers who piloted these 5 programs from kindergarten through 8th grade. We had general education teachers, special education teachers, ESL. So a culmination of all of the points of instruction across our district. We talked about our trainings that have gone on and our implementation trainings. We talked about our monthly meetings where, as Ms. Nieves said, the teachers got to talk about their programs. They got to try to convince one another which program was better than another, to collaborate, to discuss, to articulate. Throughout the time that we've done this, we've also had embedded professional development from the company. So we told our teachers that they are the customer. It is up to the company to make you happy with the projects that we are looking at. So we had training sessions, we had coaching sessions, we had on-site visits, virtual meetings. We also went to other districts who piloted some of the programs that we were doing. Impact Grant is there because trying to be a good steward of our district's funds and stay on Ms. Boyle's good side, we applied for and were awarded $200,000 from the Impact Grant. And that will help us when we turn around and say, we've got a program, Ms. Boyle, can we have some money, please? So. These are just some pictures of the teachers in action over the meetings that we had. And then we talked about our next steps. So our teachers who are piloting the programs will continue with the programs that they have for the rest of the year. You all approved our selections tonight. We will then order materials, and then we'll talk about the nitty-gritty. So we will do a schedule adjustments to make sure that we have enoug time in the day to deliver the instruction the way that it needs to be done. We will establish teacher ambassadors. As Ms. Nieves alluded to, everyone was really entrenched in their own program. And so once we made the selections, we knew that we would have some jeers and some cheers, and we would have folks that needed to just come around. And we want the teachers who have been a part of this journey to be ambassadors for the folks that they have to bring along on this journey with them. And they're ready to do that. So then we'll begin implementation training, embedded training, and coaching, starting the process all over again. So this Trust the Process sign is actually a replica of what Dr. Ferguson gave to my office and what we said to the teachers all along this time. Folks started loving programs, they started hating programs, and then one vice versa. Every time we had a meeting, we didn't know how it was going to go. As Ms. Nieves said, also, we had a short rubric of 46 questions for our teachers to go over. And these questions were endorsed and supported by the New Jersey Department of Education and the Reading League's curriculum evaluation guidelines. So they spanned 5 categories: program philosophy, materials, assessment, foundational skills, and writing. So the teachers really worked hard and then really had also some soul searching and digging to do to really evaluate their programs. It wasn't based on feel, it was based on criteria. So the big reveal, and with the help of our board members who attended, they came over, as Ms. Nieves said, they opened the box, 2 balloons came out. The colors were, if you remember from the beginning, Benchmark was purple and Savas was pink. So we had the 2 colors of the balloons come out. Some teachers yayed and some groaned, but we got there. Miss Cheryl Schwartz made cupcakes, and the cupcakes were color coordinated, so we got to have those to partake in as well. We did record this event, so hopefully we'll get it together and we'll post it on the website so that you can see. I want to just reiterate that we knew that this was going to be a difficult decision because of all of the time and energy that the teachers put into this. They were dedicated, and I am extremely proud of them and their effort. So I just want to read an email that I shared with Mr. Pease that came in from one of our teachers who was on the successful winning pilot team. And this came from Ms. Matino. So she says, "I hope this email finds you well. I just wanted to send out a little message to convey how absolutely elated I am that we're proceeding with Benchmark Advance as a district. I've been here since 2007, and this hands down is the best program I've worked with so far. I apologize for not being able to attend the reveal. I'm an after-school tutor, but my colleague kept me updated. I would like to thank you for organizing, creating a well-rounded process for authenticity and due diligence. It's been a really enjoyable experience. Naturally, I'm all in for any rollout in any way that you need to be." She says, "Thank you, and I truly feel that the best program was chosen for the growth and development of our students." So that was from the winner. But what I also want to say is, even more impressive and heartwarming than this email was the response of those who piloted and were the runner-up. So Ms. Nieves was consoling some, Dr. Ferguson, Ms. Schwartz, we were as well. But again, after some cheers and tears, they put up their chins and their hands and they said, "Clement, we're here for whatever you need. We'll be there this summer for Teacher Academy training, and we're ready to be ambassadors." And again, I am so proud of and thankful for the Great 88 and all of the hard work and coordination done by the curriculum office, Cheryl Schwartz, Mr. Adair, and Dr. Ferguson, who stepped in and has been in lockstep with our goals to take our district into the future.
And I want to make it very clear that these votes came from the teachers, no administrative votes at all. So
none at all.
The teachers who are the boots on the ground in these classrooms chose the program that they want to use. And we're going to support that and make sure that they have everything that they need to be successful.
We told them, just like George Stephanopoulos, your voice, your vote. So it was up to them. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we're gonna move right along. We have another informational item. Our past president had the opportunity to have a meeting with the legislators and dignitaries, and he has some information that he wanted to share with us all.
So, on March 14th, the NJSBA Legislative Committee met virtually. If anybody doesn't know, I'm the Legislative 4 District NJSBA representative. During that meeting, we met with Chris Williams, who's the new Chief of Staff for the New Jersey Department of Education. During that meeting, he engaged in a very robust conversation for nearly an hour with us, discussing the modernization of the school funding formula, which will expand early learning programs, addressing the state's teacher shortages. He also discussed literacy initiatives, high-impact tutoring programs, mental health services in schools. He also acknowledged its challenges and said that they will consider the committee's input as the NJDOE develops its policies alongside the new Department of Education Committee, Commissioner Lily Lowe. Then we moved on to the updates with government relations. You're gonna have to give me a second because I'm gonna flip through this because it discusses a lot about the governor's budget and the money she put towards education this year for her FY27 budget, which saw a significant increase in the amount of money that she's putting forward in the state budget. This her proposed budget puts together $60.7 billion, which is a 1.6% increase in the fiscal budget. The proposed aid for schools is $22.5 billion, which is a 37% total budget of the total budget. Sorry. $12.4 billion is direct formula aid for K to 12, which is an increase of 3.1%, which is total $372 million of over FY26. They put a 6% cap on the total aid year-over-year increases, which use a 3% average for income and property values over the local fair share. They also, on the special education, based it on special education enrollment instead of the census method. For the preschool education aid for her FY27 state budget, $1.38 billion is in that, which is $118.1 million, a 9.3% increase over FY26. So that's a massive increase for preschool education aid. For facilities funding, there's the SDA construction projects. It follows the FY23 schedule, which is $350 million. The extraordinary special education aid, I'm skipped over that, sorry. There's $420 million, which is flat for the 5th straight year. There's the one thing I really wanted to hit on was there's a new program which is taken over for the NJ4S for mental health. It's called the SPARK program, which is the school-based partnerships for access and resilience for kids. They budgeted $33 million for this program for K through 12 youth mental health statewide initiative. It's a statewide initiative. It's to help students with complex and high acuity needs. It will shift services that are provided through that old program, and it will reinvest those funds in the high acuity services through the DOE. They also created a new youth online mental health safety awareness office, and which they dedicated $125,000 for. And they also have a social media research center, which they dedicated $500,000 for. Another thing they did, they allocated another $7.5 million, which increases the budget for high impact tutoring to $15 million. The literacy, as I spoke before about the literacy, They are going to continue to advance other evidence-based programs to the Department of Education to improve third grade literacy and bring the kids back up to speed. So they're trying to put more money into the educational system. There's going to be some public hearings that are going on. One was today, so I'm sorry I'm a little late with this to everybody. But there's also going to be one, where's my public hearings at? Okay, on tomorrow night online for the Senate Budget and Appropriations Committee for the state budget, where you'll be able to listen in to hear what's going on. If you have any questions for your assembly men or women and your state senators, and even the Department of Education about what's going on. And also Monday, March 30th at MetLife Stadium, if you really want to travel up there and ask any questions in person. So that's, those are some of the things that are going on. And board members, I don't want to keep us too long, but there's some governmental updates with things that are really happening in the State House with some of the things that educational laws that are popping up at the State House. And Mr. President, that's going to conclude my report because, like I said, I don't want to keep everybody here all night long because I can go on and on.
Thank you so much, Mr. Shaw. We really appreciate your report. Any questions from Mr. Shaw on his report? Okay, go ahead, Madam VP, you have some questions?
Great report.
All right, thank you. Just anyone else?
I have a question.
Go ahead, go forward.
And I was there.
Lord, could you speak in mic?
Hers isn't working.
Not working.
That was an event. That was an event that I wish more people would have shown up. What our girls in our community are doing. Rubies and Pearls is also going to be having like a little spring fling for the youth in our community. It's going to be in April. On the next meeting on April 8th, I'll give an update for when that is. But all kids are welcome. It's a $5 admission, but they're going to be having all kinds of great funds and activities for the youth. The Village of Camden County is going to be having a Young Entrepreneur Expo coming up this summer. I'll give more details on that, but I'm just giving people updates on what's going to be happening with our youth in the community. And we did have a meeting, Golf Family Circle in the Village of Camden County did have a Meet Your Business Owners in the Community meeting on last Saturday. And it was just to introduce different nonprofits and different businesses in our local community so that we can start building together to collaborate a little bit more on how we can be better neighbors to each other and how we can build businesses in the community. And that actually turned out really well. And we're going to continue to have more. We're getting ready to have a real estate workshop for first-time owners. So when we get the information on a date, I believe it's going to be on April the 25th that we're going to have the real estate workshop. And we're going to collaborate with the business owners that actually came out and start promoting their businesses and promoting the nonprofits that are for our youth in our community. And as we continue to pass this on, we will give a register to Mr. Pease to put on a digital backpack to inform the parents of our community of all the things that are available for their kids outside of school to kind of help, push the forward of the great curriculum team that we have to make sure that throughout the summer we keep our kids engaged and involved and making sure academically they continue to be successful. And that's it. Thank you.
Any questions for Ms. Claude?
I would just say that Village of great things they're offering to the community. So it's likely that we will be able to produce more merit scholars.
Great comment. Anyone else with information items or questions for anyone that anyone had to say?
I have one more informational item. I'll try to keep it brief. So the Academic and Arts Hall of Fame Committee finally met this past Monday. Some key takeaways from this: we are going to combine the scope of our committee, so it will be a combined Academic and Arts Hall of Fame, acronym and name TBD. We are talking about moving forward in a phase launch, kind of starting small and then gaining momentum, just so we don't burden the members of the community that did show up. Obviously, there'll be an immediate funding need. We are looking at partnering with We Are Winslow to be our nonprofit to be able to fundraise and get sponsorships in that regard. Waiting on approval from that committee as well. We're looking at an inaugural event sometime around November, given that people will be traveling home, more likely to be home to be able to attend. We talked about the scope and the criteria to be admitted to the Hall of Fame. We didn't just want to honor the salutatorians and valedictorians. We wanted to really look at people who went out and did amazing things. We've got doctors, lawyers, people that have been on Broadway, worked in TV production and all these things. There's a lot of really great alumni who've done some amazing things. So we're going to tighten the focus on that, put an application out where people can nominate and staff can nominate former students as well. Let's see, so that was fundraising and logistics. We've got our next steps going, and then we'll be meeting in 2 weeks again to continue to work on this project, hopefully partner with We Are Winslow. And then there'll be a call out again for sponsorships and donations so that we can get this started. And we will always welcome more volunteers to come and help us out, because we do not want this initiative to die with this committee. We wanted to keep going and continue to be a permanent place in our district. That's all.
Any questions for Ms. Nuevez? I'd like to add something to it. I'm asking, would there be any objections for the Academic and Arts Hall of Fame to commemorate all our past valedictorians from Edgewood and Winslow on a ceremonial plaque and have it placed up in one of our corridors at the choosing of our administrators of where and how it should be placed? Do I have any objections or questions or about that process?
President,
Yes.
what what span of time are we talking about?
As far back as we can go. We're going to employ, if someone from the Academic and Arts Hall of Fame maybe could, with the permission of our superintendent, to meet with Mr. Morella to check the yearbook to see what's in there. And once we can get a list, we'll bring the list in front of the board, and this will be a list that goes on a plaque that will go somewhere in our Hall of Fame section or our Hall of Fame corridor to show how our academics was throughout the year in our class and our valedictorians. All right, thank you so much. Just a few more items I'd just like to share. As you all know, we did plan our Winslow board meeting with the township that's coming up in April. I believe the committee has been established for that. Also, next month, we will be making that high school move where this meeting here will continue to be over the high school until further notice.
And that will be on April 15th and April 29th.
All right. And also, don't forget, we have Chicago coming up this weekend. So if you haven't got a ticket, if you got time, I wouldn't want to miss that play. All right. Going on to old business. Will there be anything in old business? Nothing? New business, anything in new business?
New business, Mr. President, just wanted to kind of pick up on a statement that that Mr. made with regards to this being Women's Month. Three board members, Claude, Martin, myself, traveled up to you on Friday, March 20th to attend the Women's Conference. It was attended by 150 primarily women board members, and it was I felt that it was very informative, and it was a great gathering as it relates to women stepping up, stepping out, taking leadership roles. The person who opened it was a Dr. Kimberly Marcus, and it broke into several sessions. One session in particular had to do with the board being reminded, the members who were there, being reminded that as a board, that we are a governing body versus operating body, because her name was Dr. Nelson. She reminded us that as we are a governing body, that our focus is on the what and the why. That is the strategies, oversight. And as an operational body, the operational body focuses on the how, which would be Mr. administration. And so it was great information, and it was very well attended. And it was worth the money, I think, that we had to pay for that, right? Well, it was worth it.
Did y'all ride
Every
together?
dime.
Okay, all right.
The three of us were there, just
Okay. Any questions for Ms. Pitts and the outing that the ladies enjoyed? All right, move. Thank you. All right, we're going now to public comments. Mr. Long, could you
Yes,
help us
sir.
out?
Yes, sir. The Winslow Township Board of Education highly values the input of citizens in making the important decisions that affect the children of our community. We also believe in the rights of citizens to observe board meetings, to ensure that all of our citizens have the opportunity to attend school board meetings and offer comment, and to ensure that the board can conduct the important business of the district. We ask that speakers follow the guidelines for making public comment. The board secretary will recognize those individuals in the audience who wish to make comment. Please respect the following procedures. All members of the public attending school board meetings must treat each other and the board with respect. Please state your full name and town of residence. Please limit your comments to 4 minutes. If you have any questions which we can't answer, please feel free to submit them in writing with your name, address, email address, telephone number where you can be contacted, and your questions will be answered within a reasonable time period. Lastly, individuals offering citizen comment are not permitted to make personal attacks on any district employee, board member, other testifier, or member of the public. Thank you.
With that being said, can I get a motion to open up public comments?
Motion to open public comments?
Yeah, that's second.
Any questions? Voice vote? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Ms. Boyle?
Madam, I'm sorry, Mr. President, nobody has signed up this evening to speak for public comments. Do we have anybody? No? Okay.
With that being said, can I get a motion to close public comments?
Motion to close public comments?
Yeah, that's second.
Voice vote? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anything for executive session? Yes.
Yes, we do have a matter advised by our interim superintendent. So in accordance with the requirements of the Open Public Meetings Act, we entering into an executive session March 25th, 2026 at 8:50 p.m. Of the 9 exceptions that we have, that we can go into executive session, this one will have to do with number 8. Yes, matters affecting employment with regard to an employee in the transportation department. I would anticipate approximately 25 minutes. A motion, a second, and a roll call.
You got it. With that being said, I'd like to make a motion that we move into executive session.
Yeah, that's second.
Did we get a motion?
Did you make the motion?
You already made it.
I did?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm calling for a motion for two. I made the motion, you
The
second?
way he framed it was a
Roll call.
motion.
Roll call, Ms. Boyle?
Mr. Clark,
Yes.
Ms. Dredden, Ms. Claude, Ms. Martin,
Yes.
Mr. Matthews, Ms. Nieves,
Yes.
Mr. Shaw,
Yes.
Ms. Pitts, and Mr. Thomas.
Yes.
The motion has carried.
All right, thank you.